and welcome back to my channel where today, we're looking at a crap thing, okay? That's what you come here for. And we're looking at a franchise that I wasn't even going to discuss because I wasn't sure if you guys would have any interest in it. The internet doesn't care anymore, and I don't care anymore. And, you know, why am I making this? Why am I making this? But I am making this, and I've suffered for your enjoyment. So please consider dropping a like on this video and comment down below your thoughts on the Terminator franchise. Yep, here we go. Today we're looking at all of the Terminator sequels after number 2, because after 2... Okay, Terminator 1. Amazing, incredible film, broke the genre, loved it, horror, sci-fi, Schwarzenegger's great, the cast are on point. Terminator 2! Oh my gosh, Terminator 2. One of the rare cases where a sequel is often considered better than the first. And I won't fully argue with that. I personally prefer the first one, but the sequel is a rollicking fun time. And it's great! Everyone is great! And it ends. The saga ends at the end of number 2. What? They made more? Why on earth would you make more when they finish the story? Money. Money! So yeah, then like 7-10 years, however long it was, after they made the second one, they decided to shit out a third. And it is the third because it's a turd. It's the turd third, okay? And like, it isn't as bad as the other sequels in the franchise. There are good points in this. Somewhere. I remember there being good points in this. Or maybe there's just less bad ones than the others, okay? The ending's pretty good. But the fact that the only good thing that I remember from the movie is the ending was decent. You know, the bit that happened after I had to get through 2 hours of garbage? Yeah, that was good. Linda Hamilton's not in this one, and I can't really remember what happens to her, to be honest. I didn't really bother rewatching these because I didn't want to. I just remembered how crap they were. I rewatched some stuff and I read a Wikipedia entry. But Terminator 3, why would you make... Why would you make this? The coffin scene with Schwarzenegger when it's all full of guns is pretty great. I hate John Connor in this. They completely kind of ruin his character. The Terminator franchise is not kind to John Connor, considering he's meant to be the saviour of humanity. After number 2, they are not kind to John Connor. And he's just this kind of whiny young adult sort of thinking, oh, I didn't really save the world. What am I meant to be doing? Should I get a job? Should I get married? Damn, mortgage rates are high at the minute. Yeah. How boring is that? I don't want to watch a movie about, you know, robots trying to end the world and the main character is that dull. I would rather look at Sandpaper because there is more coherent character in that than there is in John Connor in this movie. He's got a love interest, I don't remember her name, don't remember anything about her, and why should I? The movie doesn't care, and the franchise doesn't care either. So, after number 3, like, fair enough, if you want to make number 3, do it, I guess. It's not my money, it's just my time you're wasting. But 3 is somewhat passable. I still hate it, but it's somewhat passable. Terminator Salvation, though, Terminator 4, oh my gosh. The most bland, boring movie I've ever seen. I think this was possibly the first movie I watched when I realised, oh, movies can just be dog shit and have no redeeming qualities whatsoever. That is this movie. This movie broke me. I was like 12 when I watched this, and it was so dull. For a movie based on the war, the Judgment Day, of the robots destroying humanity. You've got stars like Christian Bale in this. Even Batman couldn't save this movie. I forgot he was in the movie. It wasn't until I went on Wikipedia last night and it said Christian Bale. And I looked at the DVD and I was like, oh my gosh, that's Christian Bale. And I forgot he was in the movie. Bland, boring, and the worst CGI Arnold Schwarzenegger I have ever seen. Put into YouTube Arnold Schwarzenegger in Terminator Salvation, and he looks like some sort of plasticine model wandering through a hospital ward. Ah! It's so full of CGI and bad CGI. There's no practical effects, really, that I can remember. One of the great things that made 1 and 2, and even aspects of 3, you know, good, were the practical effects. In number 3, when they smashed through a hospital, they actually smashed through a hospital. This, everything is just CGI. And it was going through that Hollywood phase of, let's wash out all the colour, everything should be grey. And I hate that phase of movies. It works for some, but not for a Terminator movie. Terminator 4, Terminator poor, okay? I've started this ongoing joke now. God knows if I'm gonna be able to carry it on. We've got Terminator the third, turd, and we've got Terminator poor. Christ. Oh, surely it can't get any worse though. It gets worse? Of course it does. So any logical human being after they release number 4 would go, we should probably stop making these films, you know. Now we've made them, half of them are bad. And originally all of them were great. So that's probably somewhat tainting the franchise. Should we leave it now? People don't really care anymore. Oh no, we should make another one 10 or 15 years later and release Terminator Genesis. It's crap. So this was, I mean, what can I say about this movie? One of the fundamental aspects of the Terminator franchise is the first and the second one, right? They're the only good ones. And then this movie creates an alternate timeline when it means the first and the second one don't exist. What a great idea, guys! Yeah, great idea! It tries to reboot the Terminator franchise. One of the main quotes is an action-packed reboot. The Terminator didn't need a reboot. The first and the second one are great. Don't rewrite them. If you're gonna, you know, X-Men Days of Future Past it and wipe out some of the films, you wipe out the third and the fourth one, surely. But nah, let's get rid of the only two that are good. The cast in this, they don't click. Emilia Clarke. I like Emilia Clarke. She's in a lot of good stuff. But in this, she's just, like, wrong. She doesn't fit the character. There's another guy in it who plays John Connor. He doesn't work. I don't even know who he is. I can't remember. And then there's the John Connor character, and they make him bad, which is kind of an interesting twist. But the trailer ruined it for everyone. So I already knew it going into the film. That's the only good thing you had, and you splooged it out in the trailer. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? The effects are crap. I mean, there's a decent recreation of the first Terminator within this movie. And, you know, those scenes are very good. The de-aging of Arnold Schwarzenegger is pretty decent in those scenes. But, like, I'm picking at straws here. I'm really trying to find good in it. And there's just not. And at this point, you know, you had Matt Smith in it. One of my favourite actors of all time. And you don't use him for anything. You leave him. And when he is in it, I'm like, oh my God, Matt Smith, they're going to do something with Matt Smith. They don't. They just don't. And they try and do everything the franchise movies before it had already done. If you're going to try and do another Terminator movie, you need to do something different with it. Don't recite the same tired old formula that the world is sick of by this point. Terminator Genesis, Terminator piss. God, it's crap. Old Man Terminator, I feel like I've already seen that. Old Man Logan. You know, Old Man Captain America in the comic books. Hollywood become obsessed, okay? It does a Force Awakens thing. The Force Awakens, I adore, but I think it's responsible for trying to reboot a load of 80s franchises and bring back aspects of the original cast so that it makes you want to see it and see where they end up. Force Awakens does it very well, but then you have movies like this that try and do it. They tried to do it with Predator. They're trying to do it with so many franchises at the minute, and I'm sick of it. Stop bringing back the 80s franchises that are good and turning them garbage, okay? Do you want to know why the 80s is so good for movies? It's because everything was an original idea. It was all different, and they experimented a lot. When you look back at, you know, the 20-teens, the 2020s, if they're all just sequels and reboots, we are not going to be remembered for a good golden era of films. We're just going to be looked at as, oh, they've run out of ideas. There's no wonder that people point at Hollywood and say you're running out of ideas because you keep bringing stuff like this back for the sake of it, for no other reason than money, okay? Hollywood should be about creativity, not money, okay? Money is obviously going to be a big aspect of it, but in the 80s they put creativity first, and that's what they need to do now. Stop bringing back franchises with the same cast. I don't care anymore. I'm sick to death of it. Oh, but they do it again. Of course they do. Oh, someone get me a whiskey. Now, this is the only Terminator movie I haven't seen, okay? I bought the DVD from a charity shop. This movie's been out like a year. I got it from a charity shop a few months ago for £1.50, okay? And even then I was like, I want to spend that much on another Terminator movie. I watched the trailer and I was like, this looks kind of interesting. I mean, Linda Hamilton's back. I like Linda Hamilton. But is that enough to make me watch another one of these things when I know it's probably going to be garbage? And I think everyone else in the world all did the same thing because nobody saw this movie. And I think it was a big sort of F you to Hollywood because people were saying, I'm sick of watching these things. I'm sick of watching the Terminator movies and every single one being the same film and being bad. And everyone is tired of you bringing back 80s franchises and trying to make them interesting again. And people aren't dumb. The audience are speaking out now and going, I don't need to see it. I don't need to see another one of these things. Because when you release that many bad movies, the faith in the franchise has gone. And when a relatively decent fan of Terminator hasn't even seen your latest film, even though he owns it, that kind of says a lot. I hear it's better than the other ones, and I hear that it's, you know, probably the best version of Terminator 3. See, that's an issue. Every single one of those movies is like, oh, we're the real Terminator 3. We're the real Terminator 3. We're the real... At what point do we go, Terminator 3 isn't working? We should stop making the real Terminator 3 and make something else. I just didn't care. I still don't care. I've seen it all before. There's nothing this franchise can do that's interesting or different that will make me want to revisit it. Even if they release a 7th, 8th, 9th movie, I don't care anymore because there's so many bad films in the franchise. I would rather sit at home and watch the first and the second one. I'm not even going to talk about Sarah Connor Chronicles. I hear they're good for TV. But again, I don't care. There's also all this extra stuff like the Terminator ride. I've seen clips of that. It's fine. But I don't care. That's the problem when you release this much shit. I don't care anymore. I've lost emotional investment in the franchise. And also, everything Terminator is doom and gloom. And I kind of get to the point now when I'm like, well, it's always just going to end with, oh, there'll be another Judgment Day at the start of the next one. So what's the point in watching this one when it will be undone by the time you get to the next one? Terminator 6, dicks, okay? I wish I hadn't started this joke because I've lost creativity in it now because I'm knackered from talking about this franchise that sucks. So there's my video for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed me ranting about these things. Comment down below your opinions on the Terminator franchise and if I should give up 2 hours to watch Terminator Dark Fate. Is it actually worth it, or will I come out of it going, well, that was crap like the others? Let me know. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and drop a little like on this video and hit the notification bell so you're aware of when I'm releasing new videos. I'm starting an internet reaction series of sorts, which I've already got a couple of episodes on, which I will link down below in the description and also up here. Also check out the other 2 episodes of my worst series sequels ever. If you enjoyed this, or even if you didn't enjoy this, check them out anyway. Also, follow me on Instagram, Billy_low37, if you're enjoying me. But until the next time, guys, it's been a pleasure. Thank you again, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.